Good morning. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us for this short video. I'm Eric from Bosque Medicinal from Forest.ink, and these are two NGOs that are dedicated to the conservation of the rainforest. Most of our operations take place in the Ecuadorian rainforest, where we feel a very deep connection. Ultimately, however, borders are irrelevant, they're man-made, human-made, and the Amazon is the Amazon. It doesn't adhere to these kind of concepts. So we focus on helping and protecting the Amazon rainforest, which may be overused, but you've heard definitely that they're the lungs of our planet. They're much more than that. They are fantastic land, a beautiful land that offers so many lessons and so much love and so much light, and is host to so much life in our planet. They're part of you, whether you are close to them or continents away. They are a part of us all. So this video is more of a response to the horrible things that are taking place over there, the wanton destruction of these gorgeous lands. In one way, it's good that now this has been catapulted to public awareness throughout the world. Everyone knows that it is burning. It has been burning for a long time. And obviously, most recently, it's been burning more heavily than we've seen in recent times. So we've had lots of people come to us. They know that our work. They know that we dedicate ourselves to trying to protect these lands. And they come to us with fear, with concern, with maybe distressingly a feeling of helplessness. So that's what I want to address with this video, is this feeling that we cannot do anything, that we cannot possibly make an impact on such a large-scale problem. I mean, the scope of the destruction is quite large. It is quite impressive, and it's hard to feel that you have power against something so big, something so far away, perhaps, something so many steps removed from your own personal action. And so I want to give hope. I want to give you, hopefully, inspire you to understand that there's a way that we can all care for the rainforest. There's a way that we can all be a part of this. How can each of us in our life, no matter where we are in the world, try and address the problems of the rainforest? And this starts with everything. The only thing we can change, the only thing we can address is ourselves. So how do you change yourself to be a little bit more in tune with our natural environment, whether it's the rainforest, whether it's the Siberian forests, whether it is the oceans, coral. There are many, unfortunately, many parts of our world that are under threat due to rampant expansion of our model, our modern model of society, our modern model of civilization. And I don't want to sound like I'm overly critical of that. It has done us much good. But there are costs and there are concerns when we don't do it consciously, when we don't do it understanding what the full impact of our actions are. So, very briefly, if you want to help live more in tune with the natural environment, look at your daily habits, look at your daily actions. A lot of the destruction of the rainforests, whether it's in Brazil, whether it's in Ecuador, Peru, all over, comes from agriculture, from farming. Most specifically, the largest part of this is due to cattle farming and the feed for the cattle. So in Ecuador, we see a lot of corn grown. Brazil, there's a lot of soybeans grown. All one part of the larger problem. So easiest way to limit your personal impact on this: eat less meat, eat less beef. It's relatively simple. I'm not saying that you have to go to a fully plant-based diet, that you have to become vegetarian, that you have to get rid of it out of your life entirely, but maybe limit it. Maybe eat a little less. Maybe when you're given the decision between a burger and a plant-based option, plant-based burger, or a nice meal of lentils or whatever, maybe you can choose for the sake of yourself and also for the sake of the planet something that is without meat. It sounds simple, and so many people wonder, is that enough? Is that really making an impact? I buy beef over here. What difference does it make over here being in Europe? I'm currently in Prague. And the truth of the matter is, we as consumers, and that is one of the roles that we play in our current society, do have power. We have the power to say, I want or I don't want. And if we do not partake in it, then at least our own personal impact is not part of this mechanism, part of this cycle. A lot of little steps by a lot of people doing their own little thing can sum up to something greater. This is how great movements happen. You think of any change, any shift in our societies, whether it was a shift from monarchies to democracies, or whether it is the shift from slavery to generally accepting that this is something horrible. I mean, these were entire systems that were in play. And the way they changed is because enough people spoke up and said, we don't want that anymore. So by doing this, you can say to our societies, to ourselves, we don't need meat anymore. We don't need to destroy the rainforest for cattle. This is a small way you can help. A small way that we can each help. Another of the concerns that often I hear is, is it enough that you just buy a little piece of land? Most recently with Bosque Medicinal, we purchased 52 hectares of rainforest. Part of it is deforested. We're going to work on reforesting it, and part of it is still untouched. Yes, that's maybe not enough, so to speak, as to say there is one solution that is going to solve all of this, because it is also not one actor that is doing all of this. It is not one instance that we have to address. We have to address this as a whole. So it is many, many little organizations like ourselves, like others, that are trying to do our part. They say, no, we want to protect this. We can see also even examples from the past of areas that have been very affected by environmental destruction. For example, there are coastlines that were basically decimated from their fishing population off the coast of Baja California in Mexico. And a group of biologists went out there, and ultimately what they've done is they've managed to convince the local population to keep 1 kilometer squared area of ocean untouched. No one fishes there, no one goes there, no one boats go over there. And the locals protect it. They make sure no one else goes there. What this has done has been, in a few short years, revitalized the entire ecosystem of the area, because all of a sudden fish had a protected area to go. They could go and they could spawn, they could have their baby fish. These baby fish could grow into bigger fish, and the big fish could stay there or flee there and live there and grow bigger. And this has revitalized the entire area and also shifted the perspective of a lot of the fishermen out there to understanding that they no longer want to be fishermen, they want to be protectors of the ocean, they want to be guardians. This is what we're doing with rainforest. We have a small parcel that has many waterfalls and access to waterfalls. These are not only sacred and precious, but sources of life for all of the rainforest. And by protecting this, we protect the life that relies on these. And this life can go on and thrive. So every little bit helps. I shared only one way today. I will share more in the future. But perhaps consider limiting your consumption of meat. Consider that there are more ways as well to help. Come visit us. Come be with us. Join us in the rainforest. And you can understand really how precious this is, really how beautiful it is, how important it is for humans to have this deep connection with nature. And if you cannot get out to the rainforest, visit some precious nature near you, whether it is the high desert, whether it is a deep forest, whether it is the hills or the ocean. And take in all the life, take in all that energy, that feeling that you get being with the infinite, being with the marvelous that is the life on this planet. I hope this is somehow enjoyable. And thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting our projects. Thank you for being you and for considering ways that you can help our planet to a step. And I wish you love and luck in the weeks ahead. Be in touch soon.